Welcome to the Andy Meadows Show. We've got a good roundtable coming up where we'll discuss the missing giraffe in Texas, social clubs, reflecting pool vandals, lazy killers, underwhelming new theme parks, and more. But first, your headlines. It's been a bad week for Trump's successors. JD Vance went viral for saying the quiet part out loud when talking about former President Richard Nixon. The VP said what Nixon did would last 12 hours in the news cycle if he did it today, and definitely wouldn't have cost him his presidency. But in Vance's defense, he just borrowed a new eyeliner from his bestie, Erica Kirk, so he was feeling extra frisky. And the other half of the non-dynamic duo, Marco Rubio, had to respond to two massive earthquakes in the country he helped overthrow. But in little Marco's defense, shadow president of Venezuela is pretty low on his list of 17 jobs. The World Cup has moved to the knockout round of 32. The U.S. will face off against Bosnia and Herzegovina on Wednesday night. Since my wife's a big soccer fan, I've been forced to watch lots of the World Cup action. Quick shout out to the cameraman tasked with finding the hot girls in the audience at every World Cup game. You truly are doing the Lord's work. Here in Texas, Democratic Senate candidate James Talarico is coming under fire for newly resurfaced comments he made on a 2024 podcast appearance where he said white churches don't reflect the Jesus described in the Bible as well as black churches, which is absurd because we all know that Jesus was white and 6'2", with a banging bod and sick abs. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect on our sponsors, pretend sponsors, the broadcast companies we work with, or our family and friends, none of whom are as smart and funny as we are. If you want to weigh in on anything we talk about, comment on whichever platform you're watching this, or head to andymeadowsshow.com. Either way, we'll likely include your thoughts on an upcoming episode. Please welcome a man who sleeps in the nude, a tradition that started when he was in Boy Scouts, I believe. My little brother, Chris Meadows. Is that when it started?
Pajamas are too confining. What's wrong with sleeping in the nude? Why you got a problem with that? I don't understand.
It's only weird when you're at somebody else's house.
Well, on your couch one time.
Now, I've never been able to sleep in the nude. I
can't sleep any other way.
Because you get hot?
Because I get hot, uncomfortable. Yeah,
Dude, have you seen the ads for the bed jet things? There's a new one that's super cool.
Yeah, they're like $2,000. I'll just take my clothes off.
Yeah, well, the bed jet ones are like $2,000 or $3,000. There's one now that auto senses your temperature and changes with it, and that one's like $8,000.
I don't want AI cooking me while I sleep.
Pretty sure that's not how it.
That is exactly how it's going to go. Oh yeah, we're automatically sensing you, and then it's like, I don't like this guy. I'm just going to turn him into pulled pork while he's sleeping.
Oh, I was thinking about that when I was looking at. Have you seen the swim spas?
Yeah.
It's like a pool / it's a spa that you can actually swim in.
Right. It's like a long hot tub, and they move the water through it. So it's like a treadmill for water, essentially.
Yeah, one of those came up. I saw a YouTube ad for that today, and I was like, this is the greatest idea ever. Like the kids could, we could use it all year round in Texas. And then it has an app where you set the thing. And
as to how fast it's going.
And then and you can change the temperature. And then I got to thinking somebody's going to hack that and fry me alive. Like you pass out in there and
or how fast does it get up? Does it get up to like Michael Phelps speeds? Like, are you going to get pushed to one side and you can't go anymore because the water just keeps coming?
Yeah, but it does look really cool. It's got all these things interchangeable jet things and a fitness kit. You can do workouts in there. But I hadn't looked at the price. I'm sure that's like insane.
$20,000. Yeah, it's probably a car at the same price range there.
I will talk it up and not say any of the negatives if anyone wants to give me one in exchange for an.
Oh, the Andy Meadows Show endorsement coming the swim spa way.
Because it looked awesome. Do you think it works for guys my size?
I would imagine so.
Or you think I need an XL?
Yeah. I think you'll be fine.
I think I definitely could like accidentally swat somebody trying to enjoy it as a hot tub while I'm trying to swim.
I think it's a one-man thing while you got it in swim mode. I don't think you're joined in there with somebody else.
So the big drama in Texas this week, have you seen the missing giraffe?
I have not, no. Was it a zoo giraffe or was it just a random somebody had a giraffe in their backyard?
One of those, I think it came from one of those private zoos we have here in the South.
Yes.
Very loosely regulated.
Tiger King's companion.
But it was in the hill country, so our old stomping grounds. But that was the big joke. Everyone was, because it was missing like a whole week, and it's like, how do you lose a freaking giraffe?
Yeah, it's not small.
But it's also Texas, and it was out in the country. So, so everyone was like posting pics on social media of them like doing a gig, and the giraffes in the background saying, "I think that was the running bit." But luckily they found the giraffe, so it didn't die.
Oh, I figured somebody would have hunted it or something. It's Texas.
A couple rednecks eating some giraffe burgers.
Yeah.
But they found it. It's safe and sound. I don't think
is it though? It's in a private zoo. It's sound, but is it safe?
That's why you always see those as you're driving by, and it's like, oh, that would be fun to. But after watching Tiger King and seeing how loose all that stuff is, it doesn't hit the same. Plus, you've heard remember Bargatze's bit about stopping at the snake one?
No, I don't think I do.
Where the snake gets loose or something. I forget how it goes, but that's what I think about with those things. Hey, what are your thoughts on exiting the airplane?
My thoughts on exiting the airplane is don't stand up and get into the aisle. Just wait till the people in front of you are gone.
Okay. So
the people that start running up from the back are always like the worst. They're the worst humans. Yeah.
Yes. I hate that. If I ever run for political office, that's how you're out.
You're just murdered.
If the country's getting too full, that's how we decide who needs to leave, or we imprison them, whatever, just something humane. But
so you like the aisle blocker, like the guy that's at the end of your aisle. You want him to stand up and block people from coming forward.
Me.
You're the aisle guy.
My old move used to be like you. Used to look at people that stand up immediate, like, where are you going, moron? The doors aren't even open yet. Why are you standing up? And I can't even stand up unless I'm in the middle. And but there's been so many cutters lately. Like every time I land, there's people like not just like creeping up. You know how they always creeped up? Now people are just walking to the front of the plane.
Right, as quick as possible.
As quick as humanly possible. And it's like, hey, back in the day, people go, I have a connecting flight. Half of the people on this plane have a connecting flight. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been on them where the flight attendants get on and say, hey, we've got a few people that are really tight flight, so stay seated. When they say it, you got to do it.
No problem with that because that's orderly. At least there's an order to it, and they're in charge there. You got to respect that. You
got to listen, yeah.
But
that's how you get on a no-fly list.
But the people that just jet to the front, I get when I flew to Georgia, I was so mad on the flight there. On the way back, I said, when we land back at DFW, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to box out like I'm playing basketball in high school. And I did.
Getting the board, huh?
I was going to see how it worked because I was about halfway through the back. So I knew there'd be a lot of people that would get angry. So what I did is the second it landed, I stood up and just boxed out the whole aisle. And there was a guy right here and there was a lady right here, and both of them were furious with me because they were wanting to keep going. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I didn't give them any attitude. I just stood there. But that's my new move, man. I'm standing up and boxing out. And I'm always in the window. Ahead of me respected that move.
This was in your head at this point. You're having conversations in your head with them thanking you. You were brave today. Thank you for that.
You did your good deed today, tall guy. You boxed out.
I'm usually in the exit row window. That's so. I also like that people never thank me for my service on a plane because I was there to protect them if something went wrong. But they don't ever appreciate that either.
Do you listen when they give you the talk, or have you heard it so many times?
You have to. If you're not looking at them and acknowledging them, they go, hey, up here. Yeah.
Yo.
I'm important. You got to listen to me. So, yes, I do stand there and stare at them and say, yes, thank you. I'm going to protect you. When, in all honesty, I'm not going to follow their directions. If we get into that situation, I am the first one out of that plane. I'm not directing others.
What if it's shark-infested waters? Didn't you let a guy or two go, hey, let me know how it goes out there?
I say, who was going to try to run up to the front? You're out first.
Do you pay extra for those seats?
Not normally, but I think now they're going to try and start charging us for that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's what I've seen, because I always try to get those seats if at all possible, but now they're wise to the fact that everybody wants those.
Well, so. I have status because I always fly the same airline. There's only one real big airline that comes out of Alaska, and so I have status. So used to that would get you whatever you wanted, like exit row seats or the, what do they call it, premium economy. You're Alaska? Slightly better than the other poor folks. Yeah.
Is it Alaska Air?
Alaska Air, yeah. But the last time we tried to book, they were like, okay, you got to pay us an extra $12 for the exit row seat.
Ever since that door flew off and they did an SNL skit, we've had to charge a little extra.
Yeah.
Branding. Oh, so our top comment. Dang it. There we go. Our top comment this week is from YouTube's. And
hey, we're on the YouTube? Hi, YouTube.
Yeah, we were talking about immigration, which is probably not something you should talk about on a...
Oh, I mean, we're experts.
Where you're goofing around, but it was because I had thought it was silly how I heard a lot of Republican ads calling them criminal illegal aliens. And
because their logic is every illegal alien is a criminal. It's right there in the name, illegal.
Yeah, but it's redundant then. If that's your reasoning, then just you don't need both words. Anyway, so we talked about that, and it did anger some people. So I don't know which one to choose as the top one here, but it is criminal if it's a crime, even a misdemeanor crime. If they technically broke the law, means they are criminals. A misdemeanor is a crime.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with probably then everyone on the planet is a criminal. You never went over the speed limit by 1 mile per hour. You never turned without blinker, and you never rode around without a seatbelt on for a second. All of those crimes. You've never drank and drive. You've never murdered somebody. I mean, these are all crimes.
That's why I'm saying that my issue with ICE, besides the killing 2 people, which was awful, terrible, but my issue was their tactics and them treating it like it was this massive, violent crime people committed when it's really a misdemeanor. And that's what this guy says, first time is a federal misdemeanor, second time, as well as returning after deportation, is a felony. Okay, well, if you want to call those criminal illegals, but I don't know. Anyway, not that we changed any minds. We just enraged people. It's crazy anyone can justify random people from around the world just walking into the United States like we didn't have something to protect. You can tell who hates themselves nowadays. That's got to be our top one, because that's the most hate.
We hate ourselves for being Americans.
Well, he's not totally inaccurate. There are definitely days.
We don't hate ourselves. We are a little embarrassed sometimes. Ooh, sorry.
And no, we are not immigration experts just because we lived in, or
I did see that Texas sent those ICE protesters to jail for a very long time this week.
Yeah, 100 years.
Yeah. There was the one person that wasn't even there that got 30 years for moving pamphlets around.
I don't think that was protesters, though. I think because we had a shooting here at an ICE detention center, and 2 detainees got killed.
Right, but there were people that were involved with that, and then there were people that were not involved with that were just there, and they got the same treatment as the people that were involved in that.
Yeah, which that's
so...
I mean, definitely the people that did the shooting obviously needs to
go. Of course, yes, of course.
But I didn't realize that some of the protesters got swooped in, which is, that's the challenge.
Yeah, because they were there and they knew each other, and so or they had loose connections, so all of a sudden you're all lumped into the same. But the one that got me is that there was like, one of the guys' wives was like, hey, I need you to hide all those pamphlets we made because This is going to look bad. And so she did, and she went to jail for 30 years for moving some pamphlets around.
Good Lord Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the long prison sentences. I was assuming it was the people that were actually involved in the worst parts of it. But
From what I read, no.
have you seen the rising trend of social clubs?
I haven't seen I saw like they got the poker clubs now, where
poker clubs are a new thing.
They can't take a rake, so you have to pay a fee to be a member to go play poker. I guess it's kind of like a social club at that point.
But are you winning actual money?
Yeah, you're winning actual money because, well, they tried to interpret the law in Texas where it's like, okay, you can have a poker game, but you can't make any money off the poker game, so you can't do a rake. So that makes the poker game illegal when you start doing a rake. A home game's not illegal if you're just playing. So they're like, okay, we're just playing the game, and these guys are just trading money between each other. But they do have to pay the house a fee to get in, essentially. So kind of gray area, but they're walking that line.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, obviously, you're not the casino makes their money from the take, the rake, or as you call it. So you're not making big money where that's like your whole business. I told you I stumbled into an underground casino one time, right?
No.
It was a very short phase where I started smoking pot again when I was going through my midlife crisis. And so I had none of the materials to smoke said pot with.
Okay.
So,
and you didn't have a MacGyver instinct in you to like core out an apple and smoke through the apple kind of thing?
I was doing theater shows. I was doing 2 shows, midday and matinee, or the matinee one and then the evening show. So it was early. I was going to the show and I was like, oh, I'll get a pipe for the way home. Or when I get home, I can have something to smoke with. And I see this smoke shop. So I pull into it. I go in. Well, I try to go in and the door's locked. And I'm like, that's a little weird. And there's a camera on the outside. And somebody says, hello? And I'm like, yeah, just here to buy some stuff. And I didn't want to say what it was. And they buzz me in. I come in, slot machines everywhere, poker table, in this little building that with no windows. And I'm like, what in the world? And the guy could tell that that's not why I was here. But it was labeled smoke shop. Like, why would you give it I guess because they figure anybody
you have to have something on the outside here. They recently busted one in Fairbanks a few months back that was like the dry cleaners. And then behind the dry cleaners was a big casino with slot machines and the whole bit.
Yeah, but what's so weird is like they confiscate everything, right, when they bust it.
Oh yeah, and people go to jail for this. It's not legal. It's criminal. Like those illegal aliens, criminals.
But
it's seriously criminal. Yeah, you're breaking the law there.
That's what so this was like 9:30 in the morning, and this place was completely full, and there were tons of machines and tons of stuff, and it looked like a active, very tiny casino, and I'm like, this. How does no one ratting on this? And luckily, they trusted me to get out of there with that knowledge, because I wasn't there to gamble. So I was just like, sorry, man, I thought this was a smoke shop, so I left.
Did you get your pipe? No
they didn't.
Man.
They didn't have any actual. I'm sure there was someone there I could have bummed one off of. But that's what I thought the whole time, because obviously, you know me, I told everybody I ran into that day and several days later.
Except the police, obviously.
Yeah. I didn't rat on them, but I mean, I thought it was an interesting story, so I didn't talk about it on stage.
I gotta wonder how those things. You're right. You get one bad beat, you get it. You're like, oh, I lost, and now I'm mad at the casino, and I'm gonna rat them out, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and plus, you can't advertise, can you? You can't come on down to the smoke shop and enjoy the fun times. Yeah, how do you get people into this?
You got to confiscate everybody's phone, because what if somebody posts on social media, just won $500 at the illegal casino? I don't know. There was a convenience store by my house in Grapevine. I swore there had to be one, because it always had. You know how you'll go to a convenience store and it'll have like 30 cars there, and you're like, why are there 30 cars and there's not that but there was a back room there. I'm like, there's got to be something going on back there. But they never let me in on it. I look too much like a snitch, I think.
You definitely give off I'm going to rat you out vibes.
Yeah, that's true. But social clubs is a new thing here in DFW, I feel like, where you pay a membership fee and you get to go. So it basically just looks like a bar, but you pay a membership fee. And
Are they like country club level fees, or are they reasonable fees?
They're pretty freaking pricey, dude. And which seems weird on the surface because it's like, why are you paying that much? You just go to a regular, but I guess it's more paying to have friends, but so is so is a country club or a fraternity. So
right. Well, and it's also business networking and all kinds of other things going on. So
yeah, but it must be working because the fees they're charging is like, I mean, at least a country club, you got golf, you got tennis, you got a fitness center.
Here it's just a restaurant and bar.
Restaurant
maybe
bar
some
to just
pool tables.
Right, which we have on every street corner here. So,
but maybe it's also one of those you don't want to be hanging out with the people that are in those bars. I'm going to be better than you. I'm better than you because I have to pay to go to this one.
So they're paying to keep people out, is what you're saying,
right? Yeah.
I know you have a knife collection. Are you the one who cut the 300-foot slit in the reflecting pool?
I did not, frankly, and I'm a little upset that you would think that I would do something like that to a national landmark.
You don't have that. I mean, that's quite a feat to wade in water and then.
More people have been arrested over the reflecting pool than the Epstein files. That's all you need to know.
Very accurate. It couldn't have had anything to do with the fact that he drove his presidential motorcade over it before the paint even dried. Did you see that video?
No. He literally the beast went over the top of this thing.
Yeah, which that thing is like, because it's
ridiculously heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. It's not only bulletproof; it's probably freaking small missile proof. I mean, that thing is
it's a nuts.
And he travels. I mean, presidents travel with a ton of other cars. You know, all the security stuff. So it was the massive motorcade drove over it shortly after they did some of the renovations. Not
like the actual base of the pool.
Yeah, because it was empty.
Why would you put the cars inside the pool?
I don't know. Shortcut. He was trying to get somewhere. Had to go get a burger or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the reflecting pool stuff has been. I did because some of the podcasts I watch were going live from it. Like when the story broke that it was peeling.
Right.
The first story was it went green.
Yeah.
I was making fun of that because the whole reason he was trying to redo it was to get it that American flag blue.
Yeah.
But then when the story broke about it peeling, everyone was going live from out there, and they were like picking up the things, and I'm like, y'all, you
touch it. Yeah.
He's gonna arrest you because you're on video. And they're gonna
touching the pool. Yeah.
They're gonna look for someone to blame for that because it's such a.
Well, what's interesting is that they're going after the people that are picking up pieces of this stuff that's flaked off instead of the guys that actually put it on. Like, maybe use a better product. I don't know.
Yeah, so, it was his neighbor in Florida.
Yeah, and I saw a picture of the guy, and he looks like the Penguin.
He looks like he looks like a Batman villain.
Yeah, he does.
100%. And the name of his company was Greenwater Services. This is why comedy sucks now, because it's like you can't write better stuff than that. You know what I mean? Another thing that irks me is lazy killers. So there's a guy in San Angelo who killed someone and just threw him in the landfill. Every time I read a story about something like that, it's like, how do you go through all the trouble of killing somebody and then you just throw them in a landfill? You just take them to the dump? Drop them off?
Well, maybe he put him in a dumpster, and the dumpster got him to the dump.
Yeah, it's probably more accurately what happened.
I like that you think that he just put him in the back of his truck, drove to the dump, got weighed in, said, all right, I'm just going to throw this out, tossed him in there.
Is it exactly 185 pounds? Figured. Got to wait until next month to kill again because they already punched a hole in my water bill, so I can't go back to the dump. Do you know that?
Yeah, I love your logic. Oh yeah, he definitely took the body to the landfill.
Well, I feel like throwing it in a dumpster is even dumber.
Oh, I agree, but it's way easier. There's dumpsters all over.
So you're saying the laziest is the one throwing it in a dumpster, not the one. Actually, you applaud the killer who takes them all the way to the landfill.
Right, yeah. I like that they drove past all these nice places to bury a body along the way to because the landfill's never in town proper. It's off to the outskirts.
Yeah.
So you went through all the places you could have disposed of the body to do it in a public landfill.
I mean, I guess one rationale is that it's so smelly out there that nobody's gonna smell it.
Right.
But deep in the woods, man, that's 100% the play. Or the ocean. I mean, the ocean is the obvious.
I'm not gonna do this hypothetical with you because I don't want any of this on record as to where I might have buried someone.
In case your wife goes missing on a cruise.
The laziest is you just leave them where they fell. That's the laziest. At least you're trying to move the body.
Yeah. Deep grave, middle of the woods. Come on, man. Come up with a plan. So, have you seen all the World Cup fans that are absolutely loving America?
I have, yeah.
Scottish fans drinking Boston Dry. Japanese people are loving our free chips and salsa. Like that just blows their mind that we do that. What's the best reaction you've seen?
I like people are always in love with the ice and the free refills. Like you get ice and all your
I didn't realize
the
that's
one
not a
thing,
universal thing.
Oh, it's definitely not a universal thing. And also ice in your drink is really not a universal thing.
True.
You have to ask for the ice in other places. Here we're like, load them up with ice.
Ice is a premium, man. Yeah, I always forget that when I go to other countries about the refills because we're just spoiled by that.
Yeah.
Here.
Just keep them coming here.
And you got to time your meal out right because here you just start downing it.
Right. You got all those chips and salsa are making you thirsty.
But in other countries, you got to time it out. Otherwise, you're done with your drink and you're not even halfway through your meal. Oh, I saw some Portuguese fans blown away by H-E-B the other day.
Oh, I could see that. Buc-ee's. They were also blown away by Buc-ee's. I remember that.
Yeah,
I'm blown away by Buc-ee's. Who's not blown away by Buc-ee's?
But seeing people from another country see H-E-B for the first time or Buc-ee's. I haven't seen somebody see Buc-ee's, but just
I saw Buc-ee's was a big one that they were like, holy crap, this is just a convenience store that sells guns. I don't know if they sell guns. They do have everything you need though.
Yeah, and some amazing food. So some theme park news here in Texas. Six Flags delayed they have an insane new roller coaster called the Torment. That just
love it. Love the name.
Yeah.
No notes.
I'm assuming it's because some test riders had to have passed out because this thing looks just unreal.
You get PTSD from riding a roller coaster.
That's what when Oscar was pretty young, we were at Six Flags, and I thought we rode everything when we were kids. As soon as we were tall enough to ride it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, he's going to want to ride everything. But the first thing I took him on was the Conquistador thing that does this.
The ship that goes up high on one side. Yeah.
Which I was like, that's a mild one. I thought, but he was terrified by it.
Oh.
And then wouldn't ride anything else the rest of the day. So you got to ease him into it.
Yeah, the one that got me was the free fall,
Yeah.
That was the one I wasn't a huge fan of. Well, we did it.
Yeah, the cliffhanger, man, back in the day. I don't even know I don't think that's still there. But because that one, not at Six Flags here in Texas, but the one in somewhere else, it didn't stop.
Oh.
It kept going and took out some people who were just walking by. I think that did the old cliffhanger in. But the one here in Frisco, they just built a Universal theme park for kids. And we haven't been to it yet. It isn't actually open until July 1st, but they had this bright idea before it opened to let a bunch of influencers go in there and think, oh, sounds good in a marketing meeting. Like,
is it for kids though?
Yeah, but it's for kids. So all these influencers went in and they just are ripping the thing apart. But it's made for 3 to 8 year old kids.
Right.
So of course
there's not a whole lot of 3 to 8 year old influencers that I'm aware of. There was that one kid that was unboxing toys and he made a bunch of money, but
yeah, short of him. But yeah, they probably couldn't afford him. I'm sure he comes with a hefty price tag. This was more of like, we'll just give them free tickets. They'll come in. They'll say something nice. But no, they're all tearing it apart because, like, basically it's just a ton of concrete, and they're not liking it's not. But the rides are going to be underwhelming to adults.
You would hope. Yeah, you don't want to.
You put a 3-year-old on the Torment at Six Flags, and they're gonna.
So why are they not opening the Torment?
I don't know, man. I didn't see that. They just said it was delayed, which probably means they do test things ahead of time.
Well, I would hope so.
You know? Well, I mean,
they aren't a traveling carnival. They can't just up and move somewhere else.
I told you we did a promotion one time where somebody rode the which one? Old Judge Roy Scream for 24 hours straight.
Is that the wooden one?
That's the wooden one, but it's not the Texas Giant that beats you up real bad. Judge Roy Scream is kind of tame by modern day standards, but anything you ride for 24 straight hours is
gonna mess you up. Yeah.
So it did. It didn't. Nobody got seriously hurt, but about 8 hours in, we're like, I don't know if this was the best.
Did you have the whole thing full with people, and like every time you go, anybody else done? Is like the last person riding? Oh,
yeah, the old radio promotions we all did, where last one standing is, but not as
well. At least you didn't kill anybody, like the hold your wee for wee thing,
right?
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, that was a radio promotion that they had people hold their hands on a car and hold their wee to win a wee,
and drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water, not realizing that you can actually die from that, and somebody did die from that.
The worst part was that a nurse called them up and said, hey, people can die from doing this. And they made fun of her and played it on the air. Oh, yeah, we're going to kill somebody. Hey. That kind of killed the whole, we didn't know this could hurt someone.
Yeah, no kidding. That is cited in almost every promotions and marketing meeting I've sat in since that happened. Whenever we're tossing around.
Can somebody be killed by what you're planning?
Always important to ask. We need to do our anonymous question.
Ooh.
Samantha in Kansas asked, my husband just bought the new Meta Ray-Ban AI glasses, and he wears them everywhere. A, is he just using them to creepily record people? And B, how do I tell him how lame they look?
I think this is just grounds for divorce.
Really?
Usually I'm on the side of we should work this out, but lawyer up, lady. Yeah, no, why? Why would you? I think just take them from him and say, this isn't happening. This is an ultimatum kind of situation in my eyes.
I'm gonna have to go on the other side of this because I would totally wear those Ray-Ban Meta glasses because I do think they are maybe I'm jaded because the initial models were so lame that I feel like they're getting, and as a guy who wears glasses and, grew up on sci-fi, like the idea that I could have glasses that are smart glasses that tell me stuff, and I look at a picture and it's like, that was painted by Van Gogh in 1400. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know that. So I'm kind of with the husband on them, but yeah, to answer your question, yes, he is absolutely a closet perv using those to record people.
I mean that I don't think you go straight to perv. It's weird. The whole thing's weird.
Why is
I don't think you should constantly be filling. Well, you just said so that if he sees something he wants more information on, he can go, "Hey, Meta, what's this?"
So now you're getting on his side.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not.
If you want him to realize how lame they are, just show him a picture of Mark Zuckerberg wearing them, or any. You make him watch any podcast episode appearance he's done in its entirety, and he'll realize how cheesy.
Or just get your own pair.
There you go. And start.
See how he likes it.
I mean, unfortunately, to get all the tech you got to get, it does. I mean, it still looks a little lame.
Yeah, but it's not the Google Glass lame where there was like one little screen above your eye thing. But I don't want them to get to where they're completely, you can't tell that people are wearing funky glasses. You know?
Yeah, but we're one generation away from that. Meaning, like,
they're just going to look normal. Yeah.
They're getting smaller and smaller. It's getting pretty dang close to where you can't tell. So that's why, like, people are using them to record content without people realizing they're doing that. Which, check the state you live in. In some states, that's not legal, if memory serves. But
did you get a little stung there?
No.
If memory serves, what I was subpoenaed for.
When you work with stations all over the place, you got to be up on the. So I'm always like, I'm not 100% sure in your all state whether that's illegal or not. So we want to look into that. But yeah, you can't record in. Like Texas used to be a state where
both parties had to consent. Yeah,
had to know. You couldn't you couldn't call somebody up on the phone and record the conversation without them knowing. But I think all that's changed because it's almost impossible to stop that now. You know,
just because it's hard to stop it doesn't mean it's still.
So a lot of our laws work, dude.
We can't prevent it. Never mind.
But the way radio always got around that is there's an implied, like when you call into a studio of a radio station, it's implied that they're recording. You just have to assume they're recording because they almost certainly are. So that's how we got around that, but not everyone else. So Rex and Rants, you got any Rex and Rants?
Yeah. Oh, that intro is way too long.
Yeah, short.
Dude, have you seen the second season of Bad Thoughts on Netflix?
I keep trying to get through it, but it grosses Jill out. So every time I can watch like a couple minutes until she comes in and she's.
Stacy and I banged that thing out in like an evening. It's.
Yeah.
I think Segura is the next Dave Chappelle show. He's picking up that mantle.
Dude,
with the clips.
I don't know, man. I like it. I think it's hilarious. But the one about the daughter and the mom switching bodies, I don't want to go into it. But that one wasn't too much for you.
No, it's jokes.
Yeah,
I don't get offended. It's jokes.
I don't get offended. It's just some of it's just. I get why Jill has a tough time watching it because it does get. Like in the first season one where he chops when he's at the gym.
Yeah, and he's getting gains. Yeah,
he's getting gains, and then that one was a little tough to watch. But what was the best one? I'm only like 2 episodes in.
Hard to say. I liked the end one because he goes from, Segura was fat for a very long time, and then he got fit. And everybody's giving him crap about, you're not as funny anymore. And so he's trying to change himself. But in the end, he goes the other direction. You'll see.
Okay. The last one I saw was the one which I thought was hilarious. Back to Promotions Gone Wrong was where his opening comic, that guy was also an actor, who's really funny, decides to buy the weighted blankets as his merch.
Yeah.
Have you seen? And puts all like $500,000 into it, and then it shoots him out of a cannon, and takes people out in the crowd. But I mean, he's definitely got a dark, hence the name, sense of humor with Bad Thoughts. But I mean, it's. I don't know if it's Chappelle level because Chappelle's show was game changer, but it's definitely freaking.
It's hilarious. Good. There's not a whole lot of people doing that that format of stuff anymore. So,
Well, especially, I mean, he's carved out his own lane. I don't think anybody's following him all the way down there. I mean, wouldn't that, to me, the way he started out, my favorite sketch of the first season was the one he started with, where, although the Steven
the
Seagal
killer
was pretty good, but one where, one rule, no women and children, yeah. And then he grabs himself, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely guy humor. I'm surprised Stacy's on board with all of it.
yeah, she's fine with it.
There's been none where she had to.
She's got thicker skin than you think.
My rec is 4 Seasons on Netflix. It's based off the, I think, Alan Alda movie or play. So an old one, but Tina Fey produces it and stars in it along with Will Forte. But it's in its 2nd season, and I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but after the first season, there's something that happens at the end of the first season that made me think, oh, the 2nd season's going to be terrible. But we went ahead and watched the 2nd season, and it's great. It's really well written. It's really funny, and there's not a lot of funny. There's not a lot of sitcom type comedies anymore that are really good.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, it does have a. I'm not going to spoil it, but season 1 has quite the twist.
Are they aliens?
Yes, that's what the twist is. So I'm like, I'm going to watch all of season 2 where they're just aliens, because it's a show about relationships and friendships and all that stuff. So anyway, that's it for today's show. We'll be back next week with a new episode of the Andy Meadows Show, now available on your favorite podcast platforms as well.